Welcome back, you guys. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to find liquidity zones, how to spot them, and how to utilize them for your trading. To get right in there, liquidity comes in many different forms. A lot of you guys might know it as highs and lows. When you're trading ICT concepts, these highs and lows actually turn into buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. Basically, what it means when we come up to buy side liquidity or sell side liquidity, it means that orders that reached up to this point inevitably were dropped off. So for buy side liquidity, it means that once we created a high, there were no longer any buyers and pure sellers took over the market and they just took over and dumped the market and then consolidated it. So that means that we have this buy side liquidity up here or a high, same thing and vice versa for sell side liquidity. We sweep a low, we create a new low, that low becomes our sell side liquidity, our point of liquidity that we no longer started selling off and we actually started buying. Liquidity also comes in order forms, basically meaning that when we consolidate, there's just a lot of liquidity being held up here because there are a lot of orders being bought and sold right here. So a lot of liquidity is being collected right here. Then we have that eventual pop. We have that eventual break to either the sell side or the buy side. So when we're looking for our liquidity zones, we basically want to mark out something like this. Let's say we have these highs up here and we have this concentrated and consolidation. We're going to mark out everything. And as we notice, market keeps on coming back up to it and rejecting off of it. This is going to turn into our liquidity zone. It's a zone that we understand that when market decides to push back into, we know we could see potential rejection. And these liquidity zones are always going to be at your highs and at your lows. I like to graph out multiple nearby lows or nearby highs that are basically at the same equal length, and I basically chart them all out with the rectangle, name it liquidity zone, and that's what it is. Because these are where orders are at, and this is where market can push it into to then get that reversal back down or back up, depending on which way you're looking at it. That's basically a super quick explanation of what liquidity zones are. Just imagine it as your highs and lows. So when we create sell side and buy side liquidity, we're obviously creating our highs and then we are creating our lows. When we create our highs, it's obviously buy side, and when we create our lows, it's obviously sell side. So when we start to displace, this is when we could start looking for those trade entries at these liquidity zones. At these liquidity zones. This is where you can start looking for your trade entries, and this is how you can utilize liquidity zones into your trades every single day. That's basically how you do it. If you have any questions, please message me on Discord or drop a comment